I go hard in the paint, yeah, homie, I'm a saint. Ride or die.
I'll all for the possibility of that there's a creator, you
Yeah,
know.
I think
I
that's
just
fair,
wanted to
Michaela.
say this real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
Just real quick.
No, you're good,
So
James. Take your time, man.
and this isn't to go down this rabbit trail, but people have to be careful when they hear like somebody mention like a multiverse theory, because there's no information, there's no data, there is zero like reason to actually consider that. It's a just so story. It's looking at the complexity and then making a big bold assertion because no one actually has any actual
James, why don't you
data.
tell us why the multiverse, right, or many worlds is not a good solution
Well,
to the
Piper,
measurement problem?
Piper, I do just want to make sure that he was finished
Sure.
talking, and then, if you don't mind, and then we'll kick it, and it's totally cool to ask
Well,
that.
I
Are
will
you
say
done,
that
James, or did
I
you?
will say that what he's
Go ahead, buddy.
doing though, Andrew, is a shifting of the burden. I just made the claim that they don't have any argumentation for it, and then he wants to say, "Well, what's your argumentation that we don't have any argumentation for it?"
Nope.
That's
That
the
No,
wasn't what I
what
was
he's
doing.
saying is, I mean,
But what
he,
I'm
he,
suggesting that you don't have an actual grasp of the subject matter, right? And I don't either, right? That shit is above my head, right? But you know, I'm pretty sure it's also way above your head to the point that you shouldn't be talking about it like
Okay.
this.
I mean,
Well,
That's
thank
the
you
point
for
that I'm
telling
making.
me what I can and can't talk about
Well,
in a
the reason
public
is not just is
forum
I didn't.
with
It's not
all of
about.
this
It's not
language.
about prescribing
You
what you
have a
could talk
formal,
about, right?
you have formal degrees in this right now. Like, is everything you talk about you're formally degreed and trained in?
I don't. That's like the biggest non sequitur ever, right? The point is, right? I think you're talking out of your butt, and I'm not just saying what you can and can't talk about, right? In fact, I'm not saying that at all. I'm offering a sort of test to show that you are talking out of your butt, which is this, right? Tell us why many worlds is not a good solution to the measurement problem. Go ahead.
And this, Andrew, is what I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
there you go.
I
You
make
demonstrated my
a point,
point.
and then
Thanks.
thank you for interrupting me, Piper, and showing that you have no self-control or decency tonight.
look, what Piper is trying to say, or maybe is saying, is that the measurement problem. I mean, one argument for the many worlds hypothesis is that it would be a solution to the measurement problem, right? It would, like, you know, that's a probability raising argument for it,
No,
right? I
that's
mean, this was
just story. When you just assert something
as a
like
difference.
that's just so story, Deepak. When you just assert something that doesn't have any evidence, doesn't have any metaphysics behind it, no expert has
This
honestly
is
taken this
empirical
seriously.
science. Why the hell are you talking about metaphysics?
And Andrew, you really got to get this guy Piper to
Well,
stop
well, oh,
interrupting me.
yeah. And Piper, I know, I understand your desire to expose what you think is his ignorance in a subject, and that's totally fine. But if we can just, for the sake of the decorum, if you would, just let him finish, and then you can say whatever you want to say. I appreciate it.
And
Go ahead,
I'll just
James.
say this, Andrew. The only thing that I'm interested in interacting with is somebody actually having an argument for the multiverse theory, something that we can consider. Not, hey, what's your argument that we don't have an argument? Or then the other thing, which is, hey, I'm gonna like want you to define something in some strict term, and if you can't define this, then obviously you don't know what you're talking about. Those are two atheist tricks, and I don't play those games.
Yeah, I mean, so nothing I said conduced to any of that. I didn't ask you to define anything, right? And I didn't ask you for an argument, right? Your contention was that there's no arguments for the many worlds hypothesis, right? And so what I'm saying, right, is to point out the argument, right, which is that people think it's a good solution to the measurement problem, right? So I'm asking you to address that instead of just, claiming out of ignorance that there are no arguments.
You're still not like tracking. It's like you just don't want to follow. And I've been very clear and I've called out these silly games. If you
Yeah, I'm
believe
not
there's a good
sure I'm getting
argument for
anywhere
the
here.
multiverse, then you'd actually present an argument instead of doing this.
I just
You keep
presented the
making my
argument.
What?
you keep making my point by every time you shift the burden and don't make an argument. You just assert something.
Claim they like riding, but I know that they ain't. Ride or die. I go hard in the paint, yeah, homie, I'm a saint. Ride or die.